Hey weebs and otakus, welcome to Hey Anime. Today on the show, we're talking with David from Shonen Flop about Gachiakuta.
Hey.
So, Gachiakuta is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by, I'm probably going to butcher this, Kei Urana. It was published in 2002 and adapted in this year into a anime, and so far I am really liking it from the first like 6 episodes or so that I've seen.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I'm completely caught up on the manga, so I'll have to try and make sure I don't mention anything that you might not know about.
Oh, no worries. We usually tend to be pretty loose on spoilers with most things. I'm not
Oh,
too
great.
worried about being spoiled on a lot of things, but yeah, listeners, so far everything has been very spoilery. This is the first time we've really covered anything in chunks that hasn't been like a finished thing, and so it's been interesting. I'm definitely curious to see where it goes. Why exactly did you recommend Gachiakuta? Am
So,
I saying it right?
it sounds close enough. So, I just read the manga and the anime adaptation is coming out, and I was like, yeah, it's a good reason to go watch the anime for this.
Yeah, I can see why you recommended it. It's probably one of the best like things I've watched in the last little while. Like everything that has been recommended to me, Furin's good, but it's not like this masterpiece that everybody made it out to be to me. I don't know, and I've just been overhyped, and this one I went in like just being like, okay, this is gonna be just the shonen series, like typical kind of Naruto, Black Clover kind of dealio, and I was like, no, these characters are fun. This show is pretty good.
I'm so glad to hear you enjoyed it.
Yeah, like Rudo as a main character is like very refreshing. Like he's stubborn, he's abrupt, but he's like I it killed me the smiling thing when he's like, oh my, when he's like, I've never resolved a conflict before. Oh my god. He's like, yeah, I need to smile. And then he just completely butchers it. And I was just like, okay, like I'm loving it. And that whole plunger scene slew me. Just not realizing he's chasing him around with a shit stick, and
Oh, yeah, this is so great. And then I think they had some like Scooby Doo sound effects or something.
yeah, it was pretty great. Who do you think your favorite character is?
Oh, I'm not good with character names, so let me check real quick.
No problem. I'm not great with character names either. I had to look up. I already forgot his name. The guy who he chased with the
I would
plunger.
say I'm a big fan of Engine.
He so far he is he's I was like, man, this guy's pretty deadly. Like he's straightforward. He's kind of seems like he's got a bit of a dickish nature to
Yeah,
him,
but
but
it's
he's
what you gotta
also
kind of be like in order to survive, right?
right. And like the world building is interesting. I really am curious to know more about everything. Like I feel like they teased the upper place, the sphere or whatever, quite well in the beginning, seeing how like classist and everything it is. And then I'm honestly more curious. Like, I can't wait for him to get back up there and be up there, honestly. And like a lot of the lower stuff, it's cool and it's interesting, but like the trash beasts and stuff is kind of what I'm less interested in rather than
Oh, for
the
sure.
revenge.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree. I am excited. There's definitely, I will say that Gachi, I'm just drinking some more. Gachi definitely has a bit of a slow start, and I've heard a lot of people aren't so impressed with the first few episodes. And I think it's interesting because I also was like, yeah, these first few episodes are good, but like nothing crazy. But it sounds like you're really enjoying it, but it might just be also because I know like the really best parts of the series haven't started yet.
That's cool because I feel like if you don't like the characters, these first few episodes are going to be kind of rough because they're pretty character focused,
Yeah.
especially with Rudo. And if you don't like Rudo, it's probably going to be hard to slog through. But like I really enjoy so far every character we've met. I think I've gotten up to meeting Rio as far as the cleaners go,
Hmm.
and so far she's pretty good too. Like
Yeah, she's great.
I really like the fact that like she's a badass female character who's not just like, I don't know. I feel like it's either like sex objects or they're just useless in a lot of shonen anime.
Yeah.
And it seems like she actually has a fun personality. She's good in a fight. She's interesting so far. I'm hoping they don't screw that up as we go, but
Oh yeah, she has. There's definitely an arc where she has some really great fights, and she has a secret weapon you haven't even seen yet. That's very very cool to see.
okay, that's hype. So yeah, what do you think what do you think the strongest part of the first few episodes are for you?
I think the fact that the series is definitely not is unapologetic about the style. Like this is definitely a series that walked its own rhythm. Maybe it's not being manifested so much in these chapters, but you can really tell the author is trying to create a really well thought out world, and it's not just feels like a generic shonen that's in real world Tokyo. This has its own rules, and everything is just really exciting and interesting about it.
Yeah, I really like the concept of giving, having like these objects that have been so cared for that they've be like basically have a spirit and stuff.
Yeah. And that goes back to a lot of older mythology. I think the Greeks believed in that idea, and she said that that's kind of a mindset that she developed as a child and really inspired the series. It's also interesting that the series is written by a woman, which is fairly, I don't think, common in this space. Though it's interesting, Bones, who adapted this, also did Fullmetal Alchemist, which is perhaps one of the most famous shonens done by a woman.
Yeah, I was huge on Full Metal Alchemist as a kid, and like when I realized it was written by a woman, I was like, that's actually surprising because like these male characters are written very, very, very well, and from like Ed to Mustang to Armstrong, like she wrote very different male characters as where like you find a lot of like untalented writers, especially men, they write women very 1-2 notes.
Yeah, it's very hard to write women respectfully.
Yeah, and it's amazing to see women getting more opportunities in manga and stuff
Mhm.
because like they do typically have a very like just as if not more creativity when it comes to these things. Like Fullmetal Alchemist is one of my favorite series ever.
Have you seen Demons of the Shadow Realm?
I haven't.
It's by the same author.
Oh, I think I see. Is it getting an anime
It is getting an
adaptation?
anime soon.
Yes, it was recommended to me on some social media recently. It said Shadow Realm, and I was like, "Is this something Yu-Gi-Oh related?" And then it was like by the creator of Full Metal Alchemist, and I was like, "Oh,
It honestly has a pretty stupid title, all things to be completely honest.
yeah." But I'll definitely have to check it out because yeah, it's I've been looking for something to read and everything, so maybe I'll check out the manga.
Oh, definitely.
So, with Gachiakuta, is there anything you really didn't care for with the series? Like, feel free to spoil if it's just a little bit ahead or anything, but like, is there anything that you think let you down?
There's definitely gonna be some parts. There's a character who has an outfit that's very overly sexualized, kind of like in a Fire Force way, which makes sense because she worked on Fire Force. So I think that was it. It is also again a very slow burn, so you kind of like it takes a while for you to really be like, well, what are we really doing here? You know?
Okay. So, do you think the first season is gonna like hook people enough, or do you think if they've seen the first few here, is it kind of gonna be the same vibe throughout?
I would say, yeah, I want to say like give it more of a shot, but honestly, if you don't like the first 5 episodes, it may not be for you. But I wouldn't blame you if you try giving it more time.
Yeah, I don't know because I really liked what I watched. Like the first episode there
Oh yeah, the
when
first 5 episodes aren't bad. I'm just saying that it definitely gets better from there.
okay, yes, because like with Ruto and his relationship with that girl, I was really surprised to see her actually like. I thought she was just gonna keep believing in him the whole time, and it was gonna. And then like the minute she turned on him too, and he was just like, "What the fuck?" Like I was
Yeah,
like, "Damn, that's." I was like,
it's
"This
rough out there,
is."
man.
Yeah, I was like, "This is getting good," and then I'm curious to see what they're going to do with his father as well, because clearly, if they're just dropping people down there and the people aren't dying, then I guess his dad might be kicking around down on the bottom.
You're gonna have to keep watching to see if they talk about it.
Yeah, I'm very curious to find out. And I'm really curious to see more of his powers because I think at this point, the most I've seen is him, let's see, up to episode 6. I watched it was where he used he like imbued something else using his gloves and it created like the shield. And I was like, this is pretty sick. And now I'm curious to see like what else he's going to be able to do with the
Yeah,
powers because like it's at first it was like he imbued what was it like a rope or something with his
yeah.
gloves.
Yeah, you'll definitely see he has some really interesting abilities that can change how his object works.
Yeah, it's such an interesting power system. Like I really liked before the plunger scene there when his purse gets stolen by the cat and he's chasing the cat and he steals Buddy's stick there
Hmm.
and the guy's like that's my stick and like he doesn't realize how important it is to him and then he sees it's his object and he activates it and then I was just like hey now like
Now we're getting somewhere.
yeah, and I was like, I want to see what this guy can do now too. And like I wasn't hugely invested in the fight against the mud mummies though.
Mhm.
It wasn't really till that picked up more that I was kind of just like, this is good, but I'm not invested in this
Which I
fight.
think is a perfectly natural way to see the series because again, it's dropping a whole bunch of backstory and details and setting. Because again, that's one of the challenges. If when you have a world that's not anything like ours, you have to spend a lot of time actually explaining how the world works that a
Yes.
lot of other series take for granted. And I think the world is really cool, but I don't know if it's cool enough that they. I feel like they haven't done enough to make the differences in the world exciting, which they do later on, but not yet.
Okay, that's good to know. Cause yeah, I had a mild curiosity for the bottom, like everything in the trash areas
Yeah.
and everything. I had a mild curiosity for it, but like the whole time I was watching, I was like, I'm so much more interested in getting to the top. Like I felt like, and like that's how Rudo feels too at first. So I guess like as
That's why you like him so much.
as a POV character and stuff that kind of fits. Like he's impatient to get there too, but like you gotta go on the journey there because like if he gets back now, like for real, like what's he gonna do? Like he's
Yeah.
untrained, he's got no plan, so like he's got to go on the hero's journey, right? So like
Hmm.
it. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm really curious to see more, though. I'm really liking it so far.
I'm so glad.
So with the manga, do you feel like like a pretty one-to-one adaptation? Like do they add a lot of filler and stuff or
They definitely have been extending scenes a lot. I can't say like filler for sure, but it's definitely the pacing is a bit different, but it's hard without rereading those chapters. I can certainly tell there are scenes that are paced very differently, but overall it's still of course telling the same series or the same story.
that makes sense. Yeah, because when I was watching certain scenes, I couldn't really imagine them like spending entire like manga pages on certain things and I was just like, like it definitely made me curious to check out the manga. Like after thinking about it that way, I really like. I gotta say, Shonen Flop. I have to blame for getting back into reading manga when you
You're
guys
welcome.
had me on, and I did Martial Master Asumi there.
Yeah.
I've gotten back into reading manga pretty hard. I've went back, reread Full Metal Alchemist. I went back and
Hell yeah.
I can't even remember off the top of my head what else I've read, but Shaman King. I went back and
Oh, that's a great
did.
one.
Yeah, I was obsessed with the anime for that as a kid, the early 2000s one, and then
Hmm.
once I realized that that was not the ending, I was like, "Okay, well, I have to start tracking down the manga." And I've had the first couple for like years, and I was like, I haven't actually read these yet because I knew I'd power through them. I was like, I've got the internet, I can pick up where I left off, and I went hard on Shaman King right after
Hey, that's how you
going
do
on
it.
your podcast.
I love that.
So, is there any characters that in the series that you can't stand? Even if we're getting a little bit ahead of the show here, if you don't get into too much spoilers, like, is there any characters where you're just like, hey, like when they're
Yeah,
around, you're just
you'll see later on. There's this guy he's a cleaner who has the ability to control string that I really don't like.
so like Doflamingo Light?
Yeah, kind of very similar.
Yeah, I don't know. It's it's easy to come up with a cool power system. It's hard to keep it consistently cool all the time. Like,
Hmm.
it's unless you have something super consistent where it's like straight across the board, like Brandon Sanderson style, where it's like, okay, the powers are set in stone and like this is what people can and can't do. Or unless you have like something like Full Metal Alchemist, where it's like pretty straightforward on what it can and can't do. But I feel like Nen and stuff like that, as thought out as it
Oh
is,
yeah,
like
Nen is a very thought out system.
it's yeah, and it's so amazing and fun, but I could also see where like you could fall into pit traps of writing yourself into corners by having powers with too many rules and stuff. So
Yeah, I do like the simplicity of how their objects have everyone has kind of like one power. It's almost like stands in JoJo, right?
mhm. Okay, so it's more like one power per. I thought it was gonna be where they start whipping out secret powers out of their butts or something like
Oh
that
well,
later. But
I don't want to spoil anything, but definitely in general, it's everyone has one object.
cool, cool. That's interesting. Yeah, that's actually really interesting to know. I definitely like JoJo. I kind of fell off a little bit during the stands part, so that's interesting to me because I definitely like. I'm one of the weird people who I really liked the first two
Oh, you like
seasons the
Hamon?
most. It wasn't so much the power system. It was like I think Jotaro's the second one.
Joseph?
Joseph, yeah, Joseph.
Jotaro has a stand.
Jotaro's where it goes into stands. Yeah, that's Joseph Joestar is like one of my favorite characters ever. Like
Oh yeah, I love him too.
I love him as a protagonist, and like I think Jotaro, the change to him was just like I wasn't really into him as much. I love that Joseph was still around, and I think I liked it a lot at first, and then like by season 4, I was kind of falling off. I was like, okay, I want to see him
Really?
kick Dio's ass, but like, I'm just not like, I don't know. It was
That's totally
definitely,
fair.
it might be I just powered through it too fast and burnt out on it. Maybe I just need to go back and
Oh yeah, I would
revisit.
definitely take like a break in between each part.
Yeah, so maybe I need to go back and go at it with a fresh mind. But yeah, I kind of fell off on JoJo, and I've never really gotten past the 4th season, I think. Do you have anything else you wanted to mention about the series, really?
No, I think we talked about it all.
Yeah, okay. Well, next time I think I should pick more episodes than 6 because, yeah, I might have given more to talk about.
No worries.
So, yeah, thanks a lot for coming on, David. It has been a blast. I'll
Yeah,
have to
thanks so
have
much
you
for having me
back
on.
to cover more of the series as well once I finish up this season.
Hmm.
And for anybody interested in coming on the show, we are doing a giveaway where anyone from now till December 31st who comes on and records will be entered to win a Hisoka figure from Hunter x Hunter. So if you want to win the figure, then shoot us an email at pod.fandoms@gmail.com. All our or on any social media, all our links are in the description below. And David, where can everybody find you?
You can find more of me and my co-host talking about cancel manga at Shonen Flop. That's SHONENFLP. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, or wherever else you get your podcast.
Awesome. Yeah, their show is great. I love listening to it. I binged a bunch of your episodes while I was on my last run at work while doing janitorial work, and I was looking forward to this a lot, and hopefully I can get you back next time, and I'll take a little bit better notes so that I can talk a little bit better about the series.